in. Come on in, come on in. And let it rain and clear it up. And let it rain and clear it up. And let it rain and clear it up. Let it rain. And let's get it, let's get it, let's get it. Okay. So I wanted to do, I guess, a second part. Well, I feel like I don't look bright enough. Let's see here. So I wanted to do a second video about the Dave Chappelle stand-up because now I told y'all how I felt in the part one, right? In the first one, the first video I did. This is part two. I didn't realize I was going to do a part two, but I should have known me. I should have known. But anyway, so I'm doing a part two, right? So I was watching Jaguar Wrights commentary or her review or her and her husband's review on the Dave Chappelle stand-up Unstoppable, right? What's up, Dwight? What's up, Dwight? Dwight, I ain't get no email or nothing. You said you was gonna send me something. But anyway, so I'm doing this video. This is my part two about the Dave Chappelle stand-up that he just did called Unstoppable. So it left me feeling some type of way, right? I will say. I did. I had a great Christmas. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas as well. So the stand-up left me feeling some type of way because of the fact that it seems like Dave was capping for someone. Okay, it's like he was trying to put a narrative out, but the crowd wasn't getting it. They wasn't like on board with it, and I feel like once he got off that stage, he probably felt like he had failed. Now, let me explain why I say that. Because, of course, I watched the full stand-up, and then I watched Jaguar Wright's commentary about it. I don't want to get WhatsApp. That's the only way we can communicate is WhatsApp. Okay, I understand because, okay, I'll let you know. All right, so Jaguar Wright made a lot of great points there. First of all, I forgot. Hello, hello. Come on in. I'm talking about the Dave Chappelle's stand-up, Unstoppable. I'm doing my commentary on it or review on it based on other people's, take on how they felt about the stand-up. Because I felt some type of way about it. First of all, I felt Dave was being very hella disrespectful to women, right? Of all races, all women, right? He was just mad rude, just real rude. And it didn't make sense. So Jaguar Wright, she made a lot of great claims. So if y'all watch the stand-up Unstoppable, right? Dave Chappelle did say that he said it's hard for him to be mad at Diddy because Diddy saved his life. He said that when that incident happened where Dave Chappelle was doing his comedy show, I forgot where he was at. I believe it was in California or New York, one of those. I'm not sure. All this is alleged and in my opinion, right? But he said that Diddy saved his life. And so I was thinking, I was like, I don't remember hearing about Diddy saving his life. That just left me like, huh? What? But then I moved on and, I kind of forgot about it. So Jaguar Wright she did a great review on this. So y'all check out Jaguar Wright's channel because she went in, okay? She played video clips of when the incident happened. And Dave Chappelle clearly said that Jamie Foxx jumped on stage and tackled that guy. If you don't remember, Dave Chappelle did a comedy show. I think it was live. It was like outdoors or something maybe. It was live. And a guy jumped up on the stage and tackled him. Now, once security got him, they said that he had a pow pow on him. But before the security got him, Jamie Foxx jumped on the stage because he was there, and Busta Rhymes both jumped on the stage and they attacked the guy allegedly. And the guy ended up leaving there in an ambulance going to the hospital. Day one comment? I got a lot of comment. I got a lot of videos. I don't know which one is day one. What's the name of it? But anyway, so Jaguar Wright played it. She played it over and over, okay? So P. Diddy was nowhere near because Dave Chappelle didn't say anything about P. Diddy, okay? Y'all go back and rewind the tapes. You do a dance. What I look like. Anyway, so Dave Chappelle clearly lied to us in our face like we stupid, as if he thought we weren't smart enough to rewind the tape, to go back and find the evidence or the footage. And I feel like the nerve of him. Okay, all right, got it. But I feel like the nerve of him to try to play us like that. In our face. But he also said, Dave Chappelle also said in his comedy set, he said that we need a code word for when someone's been infiltrated, that we need to have a code word. And he said the code word at the end of the show. Now I peeped that, and I believe I said that Dave Chappelle stand up. It didn't make sense. Did you see it, Dwight? It's Unstoppable. It's on Netflix. But it was weird because Dave Chappelle kept bringing up all these black leaders and stuff, all these like hip hop black people and stuff. And it was just like, I didn't understand where he was going with everything. He talked about Martin Luther King, talked about T.I. He said Diddy saved his life. He said, even though what happened with Diddy happened, he said that he couldn't believe that it's hard for him to be upset with Diddy because Diddy saved his life. And I was trying to figure out when, where, how did that happen? Then he said that Diddy invited him over and he went there and he didn't realize, Diddy asked him what he was into. And he said, reading, playing games, stuff like that, trying to be funny or whatever, right? And he said he didn't realize that was his big chance to F Cassie. Hella disrespectful. Okay, hella disrespectful. And I was just like, oh my goodness, I couldn't believe he said that. And it's crazy that I forgot about it when I did my review. But yeah, thinking back on it, now I'm like, yeah, he said that. I can't believe he said that about a victim, right? And then he's talking about how all these black celebrities that I guess went through similar situations as Diddy or were brought up in a court case, and how no other race of people were given the type of charges for the Mann Act as Diddy. And Jaguar Wright looked it up, and the same year, what's the boxer guy name? So they came up with the Mann Act because of this boxer dude, this black boxer dude in early 1900s, right? And he brought that up. Dave Chappelle brought that up. But he said no other race has been locked up or charged since that guy was charged with that, except for Diddy. But that's not true. Jaguar Wright looked it up, and it was a lot of white folks who have been charged and prosecuted or committed. Is it prosecuted? I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. But anyway, a lot of white people have been, so he was trying to play the race card there to get us, get us all antsy, and it wouldn't work because the crowd was not with it. You could tell the crowd was not with it. They was not. But I'm glad I'm not the only one who saw into that. How he tried to use race. He said he lied to us. Y'all, look this up, okay? Dave Chappelle said, in my opinion, allegedly, unless it's something I'm missing here, Dave Chappelle said that Diddy saved his life with that whole situation with the guy jumped on the stage. But he never mentioned that Diddy was there. He mentioned he did. It was a lot of reports saying that Jamie Foxx jumped on the stage. He had the white hat on, looking like a cowboy or something. And Busta Rhymes jumped on the stage. And even Chris Rock was there. And that was the same year that Chris Rock got slapped by Will Smith, right? Should I say allegedly for that, even though we saw that? I don't know. Allegedly. Okay, this is all alleged and in my opinion. But he said that as if we didn't see this stuff, okay? And we know Diddy was not on that stage. If Diddy would have been on that stage, Dave Chappelle would have said it then. Even Jamie Foxx did interviews after that whole incident happened, and he talked about how him and Busta Rhymes and Chris Rock was there to pretty much stand up for Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle never said that Diddy helped and helped to bring down someone who's trying to attack him. Making money, getting my paper up, okay? Making my business profitable. That's my plan for the new year. Same plan as this year, just even better. And in a different state. But yeah, I just can't believe that he lied to us in our face like that. Yeah, same plan. In our face. Like nobody wasn't going to call him out. But at the end, like he said, he had been compromised because he said the code word at the end of the show. So everything he was saying was real strange, like how he was saying it and all. Right, yeah, gotta love that, okay? Not my money and freedom, okay? But it was very strange. So at the end of Dave Chappelle's show, you have to watch all the pictures and everything. It showed him with a whole lot of people, like in the hip hop community, just a whole lot of black people and all. And then at the end, y'all, I'm gonna be honest, I felt some type of way because his wife, it showed him and his wife, an Asian woman. So you're up there and you're talking about black power, and he didn't say the words like black people should stay together, black people should not take a black man down. He just kept talking about situations, right? For some reason he wouldn't say those words, but he just kept talking about situations where black men were they got caught for something and had to go to court, or something happened with police or the court system with the black man. And then at the end, he shows him with his wife. Now, I have no problem with any black man being with any race of people, male or female, whatever, right? But at the same time, you up here acting like you black power, pro-black and everything. He had a Kaepernick shirt on. I believe Kaepernick is mixed or whatever, but he had a Kaepernick jacket on. And you know how everybody felt about Kaepernick. He started a whole movement, when the NFL did what they did to him. He started a whole movement. And then if you remember, because I remember, Jay-Z came along. I don't know if he was paid or what, but Jay-Z came along and pretty much took the flag or the cape and was like, look, this is what we gonna do, okay? I'm gonna make moves with the NFL. We gonna have more of our folks, performing and stuff like that. And I believe the first show was like J-Lo or something. It was very disrespectful. Yeah, of course I do. I love black people. I love all people. I love people who love me, okay? Yeah, and you could have put a black woman on there. You put a white woman, but it's okay. It's okay. I'm not picky. I'm just saying. But anyway, how you gonna be talking about you so pro-black, and then you show your black woman your Asian woman at the end of the show? It's like, it's kind of like, It's like me walking around with the black flag, a fist, my big old afro, and then I have my white husband here with me, and then you're like, oh, is she really pro-black? Everyone gave Serena Williams a hard time, such a hard time when she married her husband. And now Venus Williams, a lot of people are doing interviews about her, saying, she selling out or whatever. So I don't believe in all that. What I don't like is the fact that he's up here not holding Diddy accountable for the mess that he's been involved in, right? But yet he's trying to sway people to think like, oh, he didn't do that bad, and what he did other people did, and we should give him a pass. But I feel like, who's going to hold him accountable if we don't? If his own people don't hold him accountable for the stuff that he's done to his own people, then who's going to do it? And the thing about Diddy is, I don't know of him doing anything for no black community. Okay, I know during the trial, they were talking about he's been like a what you call it when you have someone who campaigns for black matters or whatever, like black issues. I forgot what you call that term. But I don't remember him doing nothing for black people. Hell, all his artists are broke because of him, because of the deal that he made them sign in order to be famous and show their talents. What artist is still making money to this day and can live off it? Matter of fact, allegedly, Black Rob was broke. He didn't have any health insurance. He passed away because he didn't even have the money he needed to get the type of health care he needed. And he passed away in a terrible way. No artist that signed with Diddy or received assistance from Diddy to help with their music career has any money. Remember a year or two before the trial, he was supposedly giving everyone their royalties back, but also he wanted them to sign an NDA, allegedly, to make sure they don't say anything negative about him. In my opinion, he's a crook. He's a crook. He's a clown, in my opinion. So for Dave Chappelle to come on the show, to do a whole show, which made me feel like the purpose of him doing that comedy show was to help Diddy out in some type of way. Well, he failed miserably because the audience, if you watched it, the audience was not feeling it. So I can imagine what people at home were thinking. especially after watching the documentary that 50 Cent did about Diddy. It's like, how the nerve of you to come up here and act like Diddy has been a pillar in any community. Now, the community he really should have been a pillar for is the LGBT plus community. And ain't nothing wrong with it. But I don't remember him being a pillar to in any community. Nothing to be proud of messing with him. But I can't believe Dave Chappelle played in our face and said that Diddy saved his life. Mind you, when the incident happened with Dave Chappelle and the guy who jumped on the stage, Dave Chappelle wasn't injured. He was able to continue doing the show. He was laughing and joking about the guy. He even said that he thought it was part of the show. He said he was confused about it. So he wasn't hurt. But the guy was hurt because everybody jumped on him. So I'm not sure what's going on. If maybe that was some type of attempt against Dave Chappelle, because I'm telling you, if you watch the stand-up show, all the pictures and the videos afterwards was just given like, what's up? Was just given the end. Now it's called unstoppable, which means he's going to keep going. He's, can't be stopped. But, and that's another thing. If Diddy did save his life, you would have heard some jokes about it if Diddy was one of the ones who got up there and, took the man down. Dave Chappelle would have said something like, Diddy saved my life. He jumped on the guy. He said, take that, take that. Jaguar Wright made that. She brought that to everyone's attention, and I thought that was pretty clever because Dave Chappelle is a comedian. He would have said something like that, but it's nothing on the internet saying that Diddy saved Dave Chappelle, that Diddy jumped on that stage and helped out in any way. Everything is still on the internet about that incident with Dave Chappelle and that guy jumping on the stage. It's still up there. He clearly said Jamie Foxx saved his life, and Busta Rhymes and Chris Rock. Then when it happened, he said nothing, no mention about P. Diddy. Just straight lied in our face. If I had pearls on, I would clutch them, okay? Because the nerve of you to stand up there and tell that bold-faced lie, as if we can't Google and do our research. But see, this the thing he thought was going to happen, right? So I'm assuming, allegedly in my head, right? I'm thinking because Dave Chappelle, he made a comment, or he started talking about how he doesn't like having to, nice to see you too. Dave Chappelle made a comment about how he doesn't prefer to receive fellatio from a person who smokes the flower power, I'll say. But he said a person who, plays with their nose with the white stuff, he said that he preferred them because they're full of energy in the face. They're not looking all down. Their mouth is not dry like someone who smokes. Okay. All right. Like I said, the stand-up was super weird. It was. If you watched it, you understand what I'm saying. But with him saying that makes me feel like, because he participates with the flower as well, so it makes me think maybe he think his audience is the flower power people, so they won't remember or they won't take the time to do any research because maybe we're stupid and he has a whole lot of money. Because he made it very clear that he has a whole lot of money. Okay? And in the city he's in, he owns most of the property in the town he lives in. He made it very clear. He also said in his stand-up that he has a huge audience and that the power of the mouth is very strong. And he didn't realize how powerful the mouth is. Yet he's up there feeding us this BS. Y'all tell me what y'all think about it. He definitely seems like he's been compromised. I see a lot of people talking about he's a clone. I don't know if I could really get into the whole clone scenario. I'm pretty sure they do it. And just because I said that, I'm gonna have to watch Who Cloned Tyrone or whatever the show is. I'm gonna watch that tonight just to refresh my memory about how that whole movie went, because I just need a refresher. But yeah, Dave Chappelle really played in our face. That was hella disrespectful. Lying to us like that. The nerve. Like, why though? Why? He must have got a phone call from like Diddy's PR team and they were like, look, okay, we need you to, okay, come out here and save the day. Oh, and then another thing. So Netflix has Dave Chappelle's show, his comedy stand-up, that's talking about Diddy in the best light Diddy ever had, okay? And then you got, and that's like probably #1 right now on Netflix. I'm not sure. This is all alleged and in my opinion, but Dave Chappelle's comedy show, Unstoppable, is probably #1 or at least in the top 10, right? Now 50 Cent's documentary is either 5 or 6. So it's in the top 10 still. So you got a documentary that's telling you or that's explaining to you some more info about Diddy. And then you got Dave Chappelle stand up and he's trying to sway you to his side. So now you got the good and the bad. And they both in top 10 position on Netflix. Netflix a trip. They're a trip. It kind of reminds me of the Coca-Cola, Pepsi thing. Because I swear those are one company. Because you know a company can have multiple drinks, right? Like if you get a Pepsi, they probably got, I'm not sure which one. I don't drink sodas like that. But one of them got Sprite, Pepsi or Coke got Sprite. And then they have like a Fanta and everything is all under one. I would not be surprised, and we probably would never find that out for real. But I wouldn't be surprised if Coke and Pepsi are owned by the same person or something. Like, also like the Republicans and Democrats. That could be a touchy subject right there. I'm going to leave that alone. But yeah. But that's pretty much what I wanted to get in here. Y'all let me know what y'all feel, how y'all feel about Dave Chappelle's stand-up. And I'm pretty sure men are going to feel differently than a woman would. You know, I feel disrespectful. I feel like you played in my face. Like y'all played in my face. Well, Dave Chappelle played in our face about the talking about Diddy saved his life, when we never heard him say anything about Diddy running up on that stage. My phone's about to, the battery is low, so I had to plug it up. And I'm sleepy, but I know I'm not about to go to bed. But yeah, y'all let me know in the comment section how y'all feel about it. If it piqued your interest. How do you feel about Dave Chappelle? Pray for the brother, because something just doesn't seem right, in my opinion. Something doesn't seem right. And I hope he's going to be okay. Yeah. Yeah. I wanted to talk about Charlemagne the God, too. Charlemagne ain't nobody God. But I'm going to do another interview about that. Yeah, I mean, another video about that, not interview. Y'all can tell I'm tired. I'm mixing my words up and everything. But yeah, I'm going to do an interview about Charlemagne, because he just got that $200 deal with iHeartRadio. And a lot of people is like, what? How in the world did he get a $200 million deal? And I thought it seemed normal when Tasha K was talking about it, but come to find out, no, baby, that's not a normal deal right there. He would have had, seems like, allegedly, people are talking, saying that maybe he did something strange for the change. So, I don't know, but I'm going to talk about it. Okay, because I got time tomorrow. All right, I'm gonna hit you guys back. I hope you guys leave a comment, like my video here. Okay, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because why not? Okay, if you want to know celebrity gossip, tea, you call it what you want to call it, celebrity news. Okay, I'm gonna talk about it. If it moves me, I'm going to talk about it. If it's something you want me to talk about as well, then leave me a comment in the comment section. All right, tell me how y'all feel about this Dave Chappelle's comedy stand-up, Unstoppable. Do you feel like he's unstoppable? Like, let me know. Okay? But get those subscribers up, okay? Get my numbers up. Yeah. Thanks for watching, by the way. Thanks for watching. You guys have a wonderful evening. Yeah. And until next time, peace.